the governor of Wyoming? Logan Wilson.
I grew up in Wyoming. I've lived in Wyoming for the last 23 years. Wasn't born here, but it's where I call home.
The nice thing about Wyoming is it's a big state, but there's not a lot of people here.
If I had to describe Casper, even though it's one of the bigger towns in Wyoming, it's very much a small town feel. You're raised by a community.
Everybody kind of takes care of everybody. A lot of the people are exactly the way I tried to raise my kids. Logan was born in 1996 in Aberdeen, South Dakota, and then we lived in Cody, Wyoming for 5 years. We ended up moving to Casper. His dad took a job as the associate commissioner for the Wyoming High Schools Activities Association.
Ever since he was a little dude, I mean, he's been the best kid ever. Didn't have to worry about him getting in trouble, didn't have to do anything. He always worked hard, got good grades.
Logan, he had the biggest heart. He was so kind. You know, he would walk into a room and he would literally watch everybody to assess the situation first. And then if he was comfortable, then he'd go right in.
Apparently Logan maybe wanted to be a fireman when he was older. That didn't quite work out. That's Logan and that's Peyton when she was a newborn. And then Logan's trying to mow the lawn. That was the last time he ever mowed the lawn, too.
Logan has always been this little caretaker. When I had Peyton, that kid took care of her as if she was his own. They were inseparable. Like Logan was in school and Peyton, she couldn't wait for him to get out of school. Logan was her whole life. If Logan wasn't there, she was missing a big part of who she was.
People say this all the time, but like he is genuinely like the best brother I could have ever asked for. Also like the best role model I could have asked for. I look up to him in every way. I mean, my whole life he's always pushed me to be like the best version of myself, getting through school with building my self-confidence and things like that.
When she was walking, you know, if we went somewhere, he was the one always holding on to her, and he would have one arm and have his arm around her shoulder to steer her in the right direction.
My mom and I have a funny dynamic. I think that we always like to joke around. She raised me into the man I am today. You know, she taught me to be humble. She taught me to always, you know, shoot for your dreams and just never keep stop till you reach them. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for my mom. She's done so much for me in my career and my life.
Logan was the definition of an all-around athlete.
Every single sport that I did contributed to, you know, developing me into the athlete that I am today. I'm big on being a multi-sport athlete, and when I was younger, I tried to just kind of play really every sport that my parents would allow me to.
Yeah, outstanding all-state athlete in track and field. This one is another track award, but it's for the Michael Priest and Mike Ricard, basically for a kid that never missed a practice. All-state right here for football.
Logan would play flag football here at Washington Park. It was fun to watch him on the field because he was fast and aggressive when he needed to be, but yet also a good sport. So if he knocked somebody down, he would always make sure and pick them up.
Over there is his old high school jersey. It's cool to have it. Someday he can have them back, but for now it's in my house. And you know, since then, who would have known that he's gone to UW and now playing with the Bengals? It's been a great journey.
I never wanted to play tackle football. I think I was just a little scared, maybe a little timid. You know, my dad convinced me to just give it a shot and, you know, just kind of see what I thought of it, and tried it out and never looked back.
He was always shy of contact. And once I think he got his first hit, and it was a clean hit and it felt good, I kind of just gave him more confidence.
And then by the time he got to high school, he was on the field constantly.
Sam Turner over the middle to Logan Wilson, going deep, but he made a mistake and found Wilson instead.
His freshman year, he played about every position you can as a skill guy on offense and played defensive back for us. He's a real talented kicker. We had an injury with our varsity kicker his freshman year, and Logan actually came up for the first playoff game and handled kickoff duties. His talent and composure was evident. You knew he was special and he could handle a lot on his shoulders.
From the time that kid was walking, and it was amazing how he could run up to a ball and just kick the ball, and it would just go flying.
When we went to kicking camps, and that's what I felt like that was his ticket to at least get into a college.
Logan Wilson on for a 43-yard field goal, and the junior had more than enough distance.
When he was a junior, he was all-state as a punter and a kicker and a defensive back and a receiver, which has never happened before and still to this day has not ever happened.
Wilson with the interception, and he will get a good return and wind up in the hands of Wilson, and no one had a chance to stop him. A 54-yard pick six, and now he has Natrona up 30-0 going into the final 12 minutes.
He literally would shut down a half of the field. It made it real difficult for teams to really do anything against us. When we needed a big play on offense, we were either running behind Logan or throwing him the ball, and he was just capable of doing so much.
Sam Turner with lots of patience. He sees Logan Wilson in the end zone from 14 yards out.
There was a lot of fun times that were had under those lights.
Even though he's in the NFL and played college football, there's nothing better than Friday night lights and playing high school football.
Young kids show up on Friday nights. They watch the guys that are out there playing, and they want to be that someday. There's probably a fight when we check out jerseys for number 5, just because that's what he wore when he was here. Kids are trying to get on the roadmap of what Logan did, and it's easy. It's hard work. It's showing up every day. It's being a multi-sport athlete. Kids want to be the next Logan Wilson.
I really wasn't sure, and I don't think any parent is, that your son's going to end up being in the NFL or even get a college scholarship.
So I can remember when he was very little, I remember asking him, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to play in the NFL, Mom. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to tell him. That's a small percentage of people that make it to the NFL. I just said, well, good, that's something to work towards, but you still need to have your education to fall back on if that doesn't happen.
I had one other offer from Weber State. Wyoming was always recruiting me, but they were just waiting to pull the trigger on a scholarship offer.
Little football players in Wyoming, they want to go wear the brown and gold on Saturdays. And
being raised in the state, I mean, I think that's every kid's dream.
Because that was ultimately where I wanted to go to school. But at the end of the day, I just kind of needed and wanted an opportunity to go somewhere and push myself.
I was very impressed with Coach Bull. And when they were trying to recruit Logan, he said, I will take care of him like he is my own son. And that is exactly what he did.
They didn't offer until, I want to say it was after the state championship of my senior year, when Coach Bull called me and offered me a scholarship. He said, take some time to think about it. And I was like, well, I did. But in my mind, I was like, well, I don't really need to think about it. I mean, I'll just tell you yes right on the spot. But I just took a week and I already knew what my answer was going to be, and then called him and committed, and the rest is history.
I think when he got down there, it was all about proving people right. The people that had invested in him, proving Coach Bull and his staff right for taking the chance to offer him a full ride scholarship.
I think all along Coach Bull knew he was going to move me to linebacker. It was just kind of a matter of time. You know, I had the frame to put on some weight, and so I was redshirting and I was on the scout team, but I was playing scout team linebacker. And I never played really linebacker before. I think it was just a little nerve-wracking being that close to the D-line too, because I'd just been a defensive back my whole life. I loved playing defensive back. I just didn't really want to not play it. That redshirt year allowed me to kind of get used to the physicality of it, and then the following spring, before spring ball, he brought me in his office and asked if I'd make the switch to linebacker, and I wasn't really sure about it, but the reason that I went to the University of Wyoming was because of him. He gave me an opportunity, and I trusted him and knew he was gonna put me in the best position to help the team. So I just kind of, took the bull by the horns and ran with it.
Blown up immediately by Logan Wilson.
Logan Wilson is that guy. This pass is intercepted. Picked off by Logan Wilson.
When he went to Wyoming, I thought maybe he would play someday. I didn't know when or how. I certainly didn't expect him to start as a redshirt freshman and then do as well as he did. It was unbelievable to think, wow, he's better than I think most people expected. And once he took off as a redshirt freshman, the sky was the limit, and I think his confidence just grew from there.
Laramie holds so much of just like our roots and like where our relationship was established.
We like knew of each other prior to us actually meeting. It's just like, because it's a smaller school, so you know of people, but you don't necessarily know them personally. And you know, we kind of ran into each other. She's my best friend and wife, all built into one. Forever grateful that she's my better half.
I mean, we drove Albuquerque and Reno and wherever else we went, Boise. I mean, we traveled all over.
Well, I think at first he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make every game, you know, but I knew the relationship they had, and I knew how fast those 4 years would go by, that he needed to be part of that.
My dad is probably my biggest supporter. Through all like the tough times that I've gone through in my life, he's always been there. And there's been times where I've wanted to quit college football, you know, just not sure what I was doing. And he's been like my best friend and my dad all in one. And I think that's rare to have. And that's why I'm getting emotional about it. Just very thankful for the relationship that I have with him. I can talk to him about literally anything. I think he missed one college football game, you know, throughout my entire career, which is insane. The level of commitment that takes to making every away game and finding a way to, you know, plan a road trip and plan hotels and all these things that he does, and he makes the effort to do so, is just unbelievable. And I can't ever thank him enough for what he's done to me and my career and my life.
I just feel very lucky.
With the 65th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Logan Wilson, linebacker, Wyoming.
Logan, this is Zach Taylor at the Bengals.
Hey, how's it going, Coach?
We're going to make you the pick right here.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
You ready to roll?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. We've been holding our breath for a long time today, hoping you were still going to be there.
After he got the call, Logan just sat there for like 30 seconds and we're all like, what's happening?
I mean, obviously I knew he wasn't gonna go in the first round, so I knew it would be probably the next day. And then you sit there and wait, and it feels like an eternity. And then when that phone rang, it was a dream come true. Watching that happen for him, something that he wanted his whole life.
I would never want someone to think that like we have it all together, or like just because we're in this life that like life is perfect, because it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. And so I think that's why for us, like we always want to give back. We always want to just show people how much we care about them, and that even though we're in this position now, like our hearts are still the same. Like our hearts still love people. We still like want to give back to people, help as many people as we can.
My wife and I had our first son, Brooks Joshua. He was born September 13th, 2015. Happy, healthy baby. I mean, just passed all of his screenings with flying colors. And then January 28th, 2016, he took a nap at his daycare and just never woke up. He passed away from sudden infant death syndrome, which is this all-encompassing title they give to unknown baby deaths that happen while sleeping.
At the time, it just kind of felt like I had lost a little brother that I really never had. And the toughest part was when I hugged him. I still remember this. He said that he told him that he wanted him to grow up to be just like me. It's just gut-wrenching. It's hard. Like, I don't even know how do you know how you go through something like that? My goal was to just be as supportive as I could with them, because, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. You know, with grief like that, things take time.
After Brooks had passed, I think Logan was maybe 19, 20 years old. There wasn't 2-3 days that passed that there wasn't a phone call or a text from Logan, which was totally unique. One, to come from a young man like that, but really the only people that we had checking in on us as often as that were our parents and siblings. Logan just kind of interjected himself into our lives and into our kind of recovery. It was something I can't put words to in terms of what it meant to have that support totally interjected into our lives, and it was exactly what we needed.
The biggest thing is I don't think a lot of people necessarily know what SIDS is. I know I never knew of it personally. They have no idea why it happens and how to necessarily prevent it, and I think that that's one of the biggest reasons why I want to contribute to that, because to be able to help them contribute to research to figure out why that happens, because I think it affects more families than the general population might think.
Logan calls and says there's this opportunity with the NFL's My Cause My Cleats program for him to showcase the Brooks Joshua Anderson Foundation, and that he would like to put our logo on his cleats and take Brooks on the field with him. It was one of those moments that kind of stops you in your tracks. There's probably about 10 seconds of silence as there's processing going on in our heads as we're kind of going through this and picking our jaws off the floor, because we'd seen the program and we'd seen how cool it was, and then to have our foundation be a part of it, and then to have our guy Logan represent it was so special. He let our son Maddox create his cleats this year and design those.
It's really unique, and it's the first cleat that he's gotten to help design. He drew, SAC SIDS on there, and this is the first year where I was like, well, maybe we should have the boys try to design something, whatever they want to put on the cleat.
Maddox and Reese, they never got to know their big brother, and so for them to get to be a part of the designing of the cleats, something that involves Brooks, is so special. We got the opportunity to see the mock-ups, the smiles. You just can't replicate that. It was beautiful.
It was a terrible situation, but the light that they brought to that and how they've carried on Brooks's name has been unbelievable. Josh and I's relationship has just really taken off from such a tough moment that they've gone through, and ever since then I told them that I was going to try to do everything I could to really bring a light to Brooks's name and carry myself in the way that they would be proud of. And I don't really want to create my own foundation because I want to use my platform to help them and their foundation and how they give back to the city of Casper by handing out scholarships, and they donate money to research for SIDS.
I think Logan's part in this has continued to create an opportunity for us to continue not only to keep Brooks's legacy alive, but to grow it.
What I hope will come out of this game?
Yeah.
I hope it's that people enjoy coming to watch us. But like I said, I've said it time and time again, but more importantly, support a great foundation, raise money for them so they can give more to their Play for Brooks scholarship that they have back home, and they can donate more money towards SIDS research and all the things that come with their foundation.
I have to go? Yeah. Okay. Let's go embarrass myself? I'm gonna need to swing a bat, dude. I haven't swung a bat since freaking high school PE. So any pointers? I haven't swung a bat since high school. Oh, shoot. I might be in for it. That's okay. Yeah. It's not gonna be good. That's brutal. What?
You already hit?
Yeah, I did horrible. I haven't played baseball since high school softball. I hit one out. Trey's got real baseball gloves. I mean, he's locked and loaded, isn't he? He's got real baseball gloves. He is ready. If he doesn't hit like at least 8 out to beat Sam, he's gonna be so mad.
He's stressing. I would have let someone else win, but once it was me and Trey, I couldn't let him win. He would have never lived that one down.
Oh, hey, Trey wants to talk. How's it feel to win the home run derby?
I can't stand number 91, so I'm just so good.
Hey, bro, how many? Is someone pitching?
I ain't gonna lie, you a badass center fielder. Hey, man. Pitch of the year, huh? Yeah. Okay. Sliders, sinkers, knuckleball, curveball, all of it.
D, give us some pitches, man. I've been giving them all night. That's why you up. Come on, G! We're playing our best hitters now. It's on like Donkey Kong. That's game. Oh, it's even. Even Steven. My bad. You want one more? We're done. It's tied. We're done. That was fun.
Every year.
That was
awesome. Hot off the press, Logan's contract.
What's happening? What's up? Congrats.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. So fired up, you guys.
We're really excited.
What's up?
There he is.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Happy for y'all. Proud of you. Well deserved. Well deserved. Now go sign the deal.
I know.
After you guys.
Okay.
Everything you hear about his family and his upbringing and his experience at Wyoming and the impact he's had on people at his high school is tremendous. And so we're fortunate to have him, fortunate to get a deal done with him that's well deserved by Logan. And so we're set for years to come with such a great piece of the puzzle in Logan Wilson. So excited to introduce him at this press conference, and I'll turn it over to him and walk away.
And that's it. You have any questions?
I don't think so.
All right, man, we'll put your name on that paper and earn that $10 million. All right.
That's it.
Boom.
He's all set, Steve.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
Excited for you.
It's the contract you want to get towards, and as you probably know that from talking to me, I'm big on just living in the moment, being present, and just kind of focusing on that, and letting those outside things kind of take care of themselves if you just put in the work. And we're able to get that done. I think it really hit me when I came home, and my wife was in tears of joy, because it's just like one of those things. It's like it's a sigh of relief in a sense that you got that security and it's done, and now you can just move forward and be in Cincinnati for the next 5 years.
I think I've gone to maybe 2 or 3 during the regular season, and then of course if the Bengals keep doing what they're doing, I try to make every postseason game. Very fortunate, but had the best boss in the world. He'd let me go. Sorry. But he would just, I'd have events like state cross country or state volleyball or state football. And he'd let me go.
Cloudy day here in Cincinnati, temperature right around 59 degrees, not going to get much warmer than that. Rain appears to be holding off. Wind could be a factor a little bit later on.
Good game! Oh! I thought I was going to pick it. So close.
You
can see that he's just so proud, but he's just, you know, stressed, but he loves it.
We just need a stop. Turnover would be nice. Let's get another turnover, man. Get the ball out.
He is an incredible man and an incredible father.
Need another one. Come on, boys, you gotta go, man. Someone's gotta make the play.
He's been like my best friend and my dad all in one.
Smith. Hit as he throws! And it's over!
And obviously he's an NFL linebacker and couldn't be more proud of that, but the type of kid he is that makes me most proud.
There's people that'll text me and they're like, oh, I'm in Cincinnati at the Bengals game. And it's like, that's just so cool to me that people are like traveling just to watch Logan live out his dream.
Oh God! What? The best in the world! Best in the world! Throws and it's intercepted! Logan Wilson with the pick. Navigated around and threw it into traffic, and it's intercepted. Logan Wilson.
Logan Wilson, the very good young middle linebacker, was in there on the stop.
I always taught them, if you put your mind to it and work hard enough, you'll get there one day. And that's what he did.
So far from tumbling between the infinite stars.
You know, I think the impact that I hope I had on the people around me and, you know, the people around that school were like having an emphasis on doing things the right way, regardless of whether or not it was the hard thing. You know, doing the little things right, and it's not just in, you know, football or athletics, but doing the little things in school right, because that's what makes up the big things. And you know, I hope I carried myself the right way.
Well, made from the mud, I came from the clay. The century silently sliding away.
I don't know if I could put it into a single word, but I think it just it means everything. You know, I wouldn't be in this position, probably in this interview with you, if it wasn't for growing up in Wyoming and, you know, meeting some of my friends, some of the coaches that I've met. I mean, everyone's played a huge role into where I'm at in my career right now, and so, you know, forever grateful for what Wyoming has done for me.